Hey Hoopheads, Brad here with another breakdown, and today I want to talk about the Raptors defense in their 130-114 win over the Hawks. In this game, the Raptors held Trae Young to just 18 points on 5 of 13 shooting, 1 of 7 from downtown. They forced him to get 7 turnovers. And on the other side of the ball, Kyle Lowry became the Raptors' all-time assist leader, passing Jose Calderon, a big milestone for the franchise. Let's get into it. Taking Trae Young's shooting out of the game was one of the Raptors' main goals in this one. And here as you see OG Anunoby getting switched onto him, check out how low Anunoby in his stance. That allows you to change direction really quickly. And that comes in handy when Trae tries to drive and then shoot the step back. OG actually gets out and gets a fingertip on it. That is incredible defense to block a step back. And on this play, you see Fred pressuring way up on Trae. He'd rather give him the drive than let him shoot a 3. And of course, it helps when you have Marc Gasol behind you, backing you up. He's able to get the block on the layup attempt. And on this one, you can really see how much the Raptors are focusing on Trae. Fred VanVleet pressuring all the way up to the logo. Then as Huerter comes up to set the screen, both guys go with Trae. They spring a trap on him. This play results in a wide open 3 for Kevin Huerter, who is actually quite a good shooter. But the Raptors made a conscious decision to get the ball out of Trae Young's hands and make somebody else score. And on this one, as Huerter gets to the middle of the floor, usually Fred would be shading over a lot more to help, but he's on Trae Young, so he's staying home. And as DeAndre Hunter drives from the corner, Marc Gasol shutting off the baseline, active hands, deflects the ball. And as the pass goes out to the top, usually the rotations will be Lowry comes out to the ball, then Fred rotates over, and then Siakam goes out to the elbow. But because of the danger of Trae Young, Fred stays home on him. You can see it takes Siakam a second to figure out the rotations. By the time he figures it out, it's too late. Huerter gets a wide open shot. But you can see how much the Raptors are dedicating themselves to not letting Trae Young go off. On this play, as John Collins comes up to set the screen, Marc Gasol is going to come out with the trap again. Check out how Fred and Gasol get their hands really big to try to prevent the pass over the top. Fred's actually able to get a piece of it, and then he goes down to the other end, lays it up and in over Kevin Huerter. Steal and a bucket for Fred VanVleet, who had 19 points on 50% shooting. And here again, we see the perimeter prowess of OG Anunoby as he gets switched onto Cam Reddish. Once again, he's nice and low in his stance, and check out the way he moves his feet, and he takes a little stab at the ball. He doesn't get the steal, but he doesn't get out of position either. That allows him to recover and stop the drive, and then as Reddish pulls it back out, OG advances, explodes up, and another perimeter block shot. And then on this one, as Jeff Teague drives into the lane, Marc Gasol shuts him down. The pass goes out to Collins, and OG with yet another blocked perimeter shot. He's playing at an all-defense level right now. And now this is going to be a great play from Siakam. Jeff Teague gets the steal. He's going to take it coast to coast. And as Teague gets to the three-point line, this essentially turns into a 2-on-1. Teague and Hunter against Siakam. Check out how Siakam keeps a gap between himself and Teague, cutting off the lob to Hunter. And then as soon as Teague commits to going up for the shot, Siakam springs up a huge block. That's beautiful defense, and there aren't many guys in the league who can shut down a fast break single-handedly like that. On this play, as Hunter comes off the screen, Siakam's going to get picked off, Serge is going to contain the ball handler, and then Norm will slide over to the big on the roll. And at this point right here, Siakam doesn't really have an opportunity to be effective in this play anymore. And Norm has had to rotate off his guys. Siakam should be going out to the top a little bit more. And that's not only Siakam's mistake, somebody should be communicating that to him as well. Then when the pass does go out, Siakam with a pretty lazy closeout. He's pretty straight up. And with him getting blown by, Terrence Davis comes over to help. That leaves DeAndre Hunter wide open in the corner. I like Terrence Davis's help a lot more if this is Cam Reddish instead of Hunter. He misses the shot, but still. And now as Goodwin comes off the John Collins screen, check out how big Serge is making himself, cutting off that driving lane. Goodwin loses the ball and Serge picks it up. Now the Raptors get out in transition. Norm tries to attack Huerter, misses the shot, but Terrence Davis getting up over two Hawks defenders gets the offensive board and the putback. And on this one, Huerter tries to attack Norm off the dribble, but Norm does a great job of poking a hand in there, getting the ball loose. He picks it up and kicks it ahead to Terrence Davis, who drops it off for Serge Ibaka for the fast break finish. The Raptors getting points off of their defense. And now we're going to get another possession where Serge Ibaka gets switched out onto the perimeter, and you know that's going to be trouble. The Hawks work the ball to the left elbow, and then they go back to the right, and as Goodwin catches it here, check out how Serge is standing pretty straight up. He's not really facing him, and that allows Goodwin to just dust him. And the Raptors need to be careful with those easy switches, because even though OG can switch on to a lot of people Serge can guard, Serge really struggles against perimeter players. Now on this play, Vince Carter finds himself with Terrence Davis on him, and he decides he's going to take him into the post. And as he works it along the left side, let's keep our eyes on Norm on the right side. DeAndre Hunter is going to cut to the basket, and Norm steps into his path, cuts off that pass. Carter doesn't realize it, throws the bounce pass anyways. That's going to be a turnover, and you can see Vince Carter getting frustrated, saying you should have kept going, but it's not Hunter's fault that Norm just made a great play, moved to the right spot, and cut off the pass, and now the Raptors are out and running, and Terrence Davis is going to launch a 3. And now in transition, the Raptors matchups get a little bit mixed up, and we wind up with Fred VanVleet on John Collins. Collins is going to take him right down low, and as this pass comes over the top, Serge Ibaka should already be moving over to help. That's Cam Reddish he's guarding in the corner. He's not a three-point threat. And because Serge is late with the help, John Collins gets an easy bucket at the rim. And just for contrast, here's a similar play with Marc Gasol as the help defender. The pass goes to the left side, and as they look to get it down low to Collins, you can see Gasol watching, and the second the pass is released, Gasol is already over there. He ends up getting called for a foul on this play because he got a bit handsy, but you can see how much that split-second decision making can impact the play. And now on this play, the Raptors doing a great job of not giving up anything on the strong side. The ball eventually goes to John Collins. He tries to drive, but Fred VanVleet with the great hands just rips him. There's not too many guys in the league with better hands than Fred, and now the Raptors get out in transition. Kyle Lowry running the show, drops a nice dime, one of his 11 assists on the night. And now the Raptors are in a zone here, and as Vince Carter cuts to the corner, Kevin Huerter's going to cut through, and check out the way Fred is turning his body so that he can see the ball, Vince Carter and Kevin Huerter all at the same time. Now Carter comes up, Lowry communicates to Serge, you go up on Carter. Now Teague attacks, and Matt Thomas does a really nice job of containing him, staying with him on the drive. But as the pass goes out to the corner, you can see Vince Carter come up to the elbow. He's wide open, and Matt Thomas isn't really doing anything on the inside. He should be rotating out to Carter. Somebody should also be communicating that to him. A fairly late closeout. The shot doesn't go in, and that's what a lot of this game was. Not the best defense, but the Hawks just could not make them pay. And the Hawks can be their own worst enemy sometimes. Cam Reddish only shooting 31% from 3 on the season, and yet here he is shooting a 3 with 17 seconds left on the shot clock. And then less than a minute later, he's bricking another 3 from the opposite corner. Both of those threes semi-contested too, and you just need to make better shot selections than that. Here's a beautiful play from Serge as John Collins comes up to set the screen. Fred's going to get picked off a little bit. Serge steps up to try to contain Trae. Check out how his hand is up. Check out how low in his stance he is. That allows him to stay with Trae as he drives into the lane, drops it off to John Collins. Serge gets up, protecting the rim. That's a great challenge and great work by Serge, moving his feet on that play and contesting the shot. And now we're going to see Lowry turn it over, but then he and Fred get back in transition, and as Jeff Teague tries to set up here, check out how Lowry sags off of him, similar to what Siakam did in the first half, you might remember. And this time, instead of going up for the layup, Teague tries to throw the pass. Jones with no real chance of catching it, and that's crafty defense by Lowry. And on this play, you can see Lowry up, pressuring Young. Young's going to reject the screen and attack Serge, and check out the way Boucher rotates all the way down from Vince Carter to get under the basket. That makes this pass really tough. Plus Norm and Terrence Davis are cutting off the other passing angles. Trae Young throws it right to Norm. That's going to be a turnover. And now in the fourth quarter, the Hawks work to Kevin Huerter on the left wing, and Lowry and Serge give him a bit of the Trae Young treatment, getting up really aggressively pressuring. Almost a backcourt violation on the pass out of the double. Now as Goodwin starts to attack, he's going at Serge, so Chris Boucher drops off Cam Reddish in help position. That leaves Reddish with a fairly lightly contested 3, but it's Cam Reddish, so you're not too worried about it. And now as Trae Young comes off the Collins screen, Serge is out on him with a hand up. And now as Lowry gets back into position, Serge is going to drop back to Collins and intercept this pass over the top. Great awareness, great hands. That lets the Raptors get out in transition where Kyle Lowry finds Chris Boucher for the hammer. And now Serge out on John Collins. Nice work moving his feet. Collins drops it off to Reddish, who tries to drive on Boucher, but he wards it off. The ball goes out to Hunter, and Lowry closes out, doesn't reach, doesn't jump. Boucher switches onto him as he drives. Nice work, good switching. And then as Hunter pulls it out to go at Boucher, check out how Boucher stays low in his stance, moving his feet. Check out Serge in help position, and as Hunter drives, Serge just completely shuts it down. Nice rim protection from both of the big fellas there. And most of the fourth quarter was garbage time, to be honest, but check out Kyle Lowry getting his 10th assist. This moves him past Jose Calderon for the Raptors' all-time franchise assist leader. Love to see that for the champion. And now one more defensive play as Chris Boucher loses the ball on the catch. Check out Lowry sprinting back in transition. Jeff Teague is expecting some contact here, but Lowry doesn't give him any. He just jumps straight up, takes a swipe at the ball, but that's it. Teague comes up short, and then Norman Powell comes down with it. He pushes it up the floor, kicks it ahead to OG Anunoby, who drops a nice pass to Serge Ibaka. That's going to be the ball game. The Raptors win their 8th straight to go to 33-14, taking sole control of the second seed with the Miami Heat loss, and the Raptors are now on pace for about 58 wins. A huge season. And they've got a couple easy ones coming up, looking to stretch that win streak to double digits. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and let me know what you thought of the Raptors defense in the comments.